Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Killen, and I'm the Executive Director of Administration, Curriculum, and Assessment at the Center for Professional Studies and International Programs. For the past 7 years, it has been my honor to serve as the National Counselor for Alpha Sigma Lambda at Keuka College. On behalf of Alpha Sigma Lambda, I welcome our candidates for membership and our special honorees. I congratulate each of you on this academic and personal achievement. I also welcome all of the family members, friends, instructors, college staff, faculty, and members of administration who are with us this evening. The Alpha Sigma Lambda National Honor Society was founded in 1946 to recognize adult students in higher education. Celebrating more than 60 years, Alpha Sigma Lambda is considered the premier honor society specifically designed for adult students. In 2002, the Chi Alpha Lambda chapter of Alpha Sigma Lambda was chartered at Keuka College. Membership into Alpha Sigma Lambda is highly competitive. In 2011, we had more than 300 students who met the minimum eligibility requirements of a grade point average for membership. However, we only extend an invitation to apply to the top 10% of the eligible students, which narrowed our selection to approximately 120 candidates. Of these eligible students, 12 candidates were selected for induction this evening. Alpha Sigma Lambda recognizes adult students who are not only outstanding scholars, but also outstanding leaders. One qualification for Alpha Sigma Lambda applicants is a commitment to improving their community and the world in which we live. Today's inductees exemplify the qualities of an Alpha Sigma Lambda member and serve as role models for adult students everywhere. More importantly, these honorees serve as role models for their children, family, friends, cohort members, and the future students and graduates of Keuka College. Our 12 student inductees represent the best of the best in adult education at Keuka College. Will the candidates please stand and remain standing as I call your name? The individuals to be inducted into Alpha Sigma Lambda today are Jacinta Colombo, Tanya Denis, Tricia Folks, Igor Gabalatov in absentia, Shirley Hurlbert, Catherine Lovejoy, Shannon McCarthy-Leone, Kim McCluskey, Lynn Orlop in absentia, Kim Riddell, Colin Taft, and Donna Wood. Honorary inductees include Gary Boyer, Kelsey Falcomer, Sandra Miller, and Catherine Way. And this evening we have a special honoree, Mr. Timothy Gilbert. Please join me in congratulating our honorees tonight. Thank you. You may be seated. As graduates of Keuka College, you will or have already become an elite member of a 120-year-old tradition. Keuka College's motto, as found on the Keuka College seal located on the front of your program, is Glande quercum edicimus, meaning, from the acorn we draw forth the oak. In 1990, when I arrived on the Keuka College campus as a bright-eyed freshman, I was given a small acorn at orientation. And I thought, what is this? An acorn? It's insignificant. In size, it's inconsequential when held in your hand. Yet it holds all of the potential to become something great, as do our students and graduates. Plant an acorn, give it the nourishment needed to flourish and grow, and it will become a mighty and noble oak, which can impact many generations. Your Keuka College education planted and helped fertilize your acorn. It sprouted. It began to grow in your thoughts and in your actions, but not only as a student, but also as a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a friend, and all of the roles that each of you hold within your own lives. But oaks are slow to grow, and your growth does not end with education. It is only the beginning. As Keuka College students, graduates, and members of Alpha Sigma Lambda, you must continue to grow and expand your knowledge and live a noble life, seeking to better yourselves and your communities. Your acorn has sprouted. Throughout your life, as you nourish your mind and your spirit, your oaks will be growing and maturing as well. You and your family will benefit from the oak that you have raised throughout your lifetime, and know that future generations will be changed by the effort, hard work, and selfless acts that took you to nourish your tiny acorn into that noble oak. As you leave here today, you will walk through the corridor of oaks just outside the chapel door. Let this passage be symbolic to you. And remember that large streams from little fountains flow, tall oaks from little acorns grow. Please continue to nurture your acorns and enjoy the benefits of your mighty oak. This evening, it's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Richard Quest. Richard is currently the Associate Vice President of the Center for Professional Studies, with faculty rank as Assistant Professor of Education. A former Associate Dean with Corning Community College, he was a National Accreditation Reviewer for the National Alliance of Concurrent Enrollment Partnerships, and presented at state, national, and international conferences regarding literacy education, career and technical education, and concurrent enrollment partnerships between secondary and post-secondary institutions. Richard is the founding president of the not-for-profit literacy program, Duffy Books in Homes USA, which targets elementary schools with 50% or more of its students living in poverty and secures funding to provide students with books of their choosing to promote a love of reading. To date, he has given away over 100,000 books to more than 10,000 children. His efforts in literacy education were recently recognized with the International American Chamber of Commerce Award for International Education Partnerships. In 2007, while in New Zealand, he met with the Honorable Helen Clark, Prime Minister of New Zealand, regarding literacy education. He recently returned from his third trip to New Zealand. The current New Zealand ambassador to the United States, who was the former New Zealand Prime Minister and Director General of the World Trade Organization, the Honorable Michael Moore, invited Richard as a featured speaker to discuss his literacy program and the New Zealand Embassy in Washington, D.C., with the ambassador and many distinguished guests. Richard has earned his BA in Anthropology and MA in Social Sciences from Binghamton University and completed his doctorate at the University of Pennsylvania in Education, Organization, and Leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Richard Quest.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ann. Good evening and congratulations to our latest inductees this evening. Your induction into Alpha Sigma Lambda this evening is an outstanding accomplishment. Alpha Sigma Lambda sets forth two criteria for induction into the Honor Society. The first is scholarship, the second is leadership. On the back of your program, please follow along with me. Just a brief history. In the winter of 1945 and 46, Dr. Roland B. Posey, Dean of University College at Northwestern University, realized that a measure of encouragement and recognition accorded an evening student's scholastic achievement at an early stage of their program could provide the thrust of desire to achieve their educational objectives. Dr. Posey founded a society, Alpha Sigma Lambda, to honor those dedicated adult students who, while adroitly handling their life responsibilities, achieve and maintain high scholastic standards. Today, there are over 300 chartered chapters throughout the United States. The camaraderie, advantages, and benefits of Alpha Sigma Lambda are its own best incentive for being. The society not only brings together outstanding students and faculty, but also offers each individual an exposure to interests other than their own. For the non-traditional student, the Society stands as an inspiration for continuing scholastic growth and as a builder of pride through recognition. For the chapter institution, the Society serves as a vehicle for imparting appreciation for adult students' academic achievements and contributions. Also, the Society has been found to aid immensely in the recruitment and retention of non-traditional adult students. To this day, Alpha Sigma Lambda is not only the oldest, but also the largest chapter-based honor society for full and part-time students. It's an important piece, the historical perspective, to know where the Society comes from. But this evening, you're all being recognized for your academic excellence. While many students excel academically, you have shown the perseverance required to do so with many other competing priorities in your life, such as family, children, work, and all of the other challenges that occur daily. Throughout your academic career, you have prioritized, juggled, managed, and cared for all those other competing priorities, and yet you have maintained at least a 3.5 GPA, and have given back to society through various community service endeavors and leadership projects. Quite simply, you are making a difference, not just for yourself, but to your family and within your community. As you celebrate this academic accomplishment with your induction this evening, how many of you are now thinking back to when you first made the decision to continue your education? How many of you questioned whether or not you would actually be able to do the work and be successful? Rather, I would ask you that you reflect and consider the following questions. What difference has the education you have acquired thus far impacted your professional life and career? How has your education better prepared you in your approach to challenges in the workplace and in society? How specifically has your education helped to prepare you to contribute more as a citizen? In what ways have you become enlightened, and how do you express this to your colleagues, friends, and family? And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, how will you encourage others to be successful? Please know that whatever doubts you may have had, you are here this evening because you have demonstrated to Alpha Sigma Lambda, Keuka College, your family, and most importantly to yourself, that your scholarly work is worthy of such recognition. The great educator and 20th century philosopher John Dewey put it rather succinctly. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. As adult students and new members of Keuka College's Chi Alpha Lambda chapter of Alpha Sigma Lambda, all of you have demonstrated that you are quite adept at both. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Tom Shepard, and I'm a technical support specialist with the Whitman Office of Distance Education. Many of you who are students or instructors might recognize my voice as one of the folks who answers the Moodle phone. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a kilt tonight. When Ann first asked me to participate in this event, I said, "What do we wear?" And she goes, "You can wear whatever you want." So I said, "How about my Speedo?" There was a silence at the other end of the phone, and I won't repeat how she responded. But I said, "How about my kilt?" And she said, "Wear the kilt." So here I am. The Greek letters Alpha, Sigma, and Lambda, which form the name of our society, establish the framework of our motto, which is first in scholarship and leadership. As members of Alpha Sigma Lambda, you will be expected to uphold the foundations for which Alpha Sigma Lambda stands. The Alpha Sigma Lambda key, located on the outside of your program, is comprised of the following symbols. In the upper right quadrant of our key is an open book, which symbolizes the love of knowledge. Love of knowledge is different from knowledge itself. Knowledge alone is narrow and limited, while the love of knowledge is broad, seeking everywhere for the relationships which give meaning to time, place, culture, and history. In the lower left corner of the key is a lighted Roman lamp. For centuries, this has been the symbol of wisdom. Wisdom is based on knowledge. It is characterized by the open mind and by readiness to decide, as truth may point the way without prejudice or passion. Extending vertically through the center of the key is a burning torch, the symbol of life. It is displayed on our badge because we believe that love of knowledge and the pursuit of wisdom are the cornerstones on which life itself should be constructed. As members of Alpha Sigma Lambda, we have before us the challenge to be mindful of the ideals toward which we strive, to gain not only knowledge, but also the love of knowledge, to prepare us not only to be specialists, but also accomplished human beings, to appreciate the relationships which our vocations bear to life as a whole, to keep open minds, to give our best thoughts to the whole of life, and to discipline our spirits to a better understanding of the world in which we live. You have all just heard the aims and ideals of our honor society and the qualifications expected of you. Will all the members to be inducted into ASL please rise and repeat after me? I promise to uphold the ideals and further the aims of Alpha Sigma Lambda, believing that by so doing, I shall increase my value to my college and to my community. I welcome you all to membership in Alpha Sigma Lambda. You may all be seated. On this ceremonial occasion, let us resolve that its significance shall not be of the day or the hour, that we will strive more earnestly than ever before to make the love of learning and the pursuit of wisdom a guide of life. We ask that you treasure this association, remembering what it signifies. In return, Alpha Sigma Lambda extends to you all the privileges and honors of membership. On behalf of the present members, I extend to you my sincere congratulations. It is now my honor to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Janet Mance.
Good evening. My name is Janet Mance, as you've heard already, and I am the administrator of the nursing program. The Chi Alpha Lambda chapter of Alpha Sigma Lambda presents honorary memberships based on leadership and dedication to the Keuka College Center for Professional Studies and International Programs. Our 4 new honorary members are Gary Boyer, Kelsey Faulkner, Sandra Miller, and Catherine Way. I would like to invite the platform party, President of Keuka College, Dr. Jose Herrera, and ASL National Counselor Ann Killen, and Vice President for Professional Studies and International Programs, Dr. Gary Smith, to the stage to greet our new members. As I call your names, will the honorary members please step forward to receive your Alpha Sigma Lambda induction materials. Gary Boyer. Gary is currently director of the CPS Writing Support Center, but he prefers the title Writing Guy or simply Word Man. After receiving his MA from Syracuse University and BA from Gannon University, Gary spent most of his career as an advertising, public relations, and marketing professional, all the while teaching as an adjunct instructor at various colleges in Central and Western New York. He has been affiliated with Keuka College since 2003, first as adjunct instructor in management and criminal justice, then as program coordinator and interim director of management programs. He's been providing writing support to ASAP students for just a little over a year. Gary maintains that helping ASAP students with their writing is the best job he's ever had. Kelsey Faulkner. Kelsey lives in Bath, New York, with her husband Scott, 3-year-old daughter Isabel, and 9-month-old son Keegan. Kelsey started her journey at Keuka College in the fall of 2002 as a freshman. After completing her BS in Business Management in December 2005, she returned to Keuka to work at the Center for Professional Studies in February 2006, where she serves as a student advisor for students in the Syracuse, Watertown, and Utica area. Kelsey is an indispensable member of the Center for Professional Studies and serves the division, but most importantly, our students, with wholehearted and contagious enthusiasm. Kelsey has her family to thank for helping her become the person she has become today. Sandra Miller. Sandy Miller has always thought of herself as a renegade. She has embraced many unusual opportunities in her life through a non-traditional approach. Growing up in the late 60s and early 70s, Sandy was influenced by many outside-of-the-box experiences. As one of her colleagues suggests, she ran away from home with a clown, living a lifestyle of travel, intrigue, and adventure. Ultimately, she married the clown, who enhanced their life together by encouraging her to accept people from all walks of life. While learning to think independently and at the same time becoming more sensitive to all types of people, she combines the added influences of her parents, her children, and grandchildren to soften the edges of her life. Once Sandy became an employee of Keuka College, she embarked on a journey of formal education by earning her bachelor's degree in a non-traditional way. Her perspectives have been and continue to be tempered by the shared thoughts and experiences of her colleagues, educators, and fellow students. In receiving this honor, she has been humbled by the realization that it has taken many people to weave the fabric of her life. In her current role as an instructional designer at Keuka College, Sandy is energized by tackling challenges at a variety of levels. She continues to seek additional challenges as a board member of the Yates County Genealogical and Historical Society, as a member of the Penn Yan Community Chorus, and as a participant in various college-related events. Still a renegade, she travels a winding road of life, embracing the challenges it brings. Kathy Way. Kathy is a native of Penn Yan, New York. She has one daughter, Allie, who is beginning her senior year at Keuka College. Kathy has worked in higher education for 30 years. Her first 16 years were at Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland, and the past 14 years have been at Keuka College. Kathy graduated from Washington College with both her BA and MA. She worked as an associate director of admissions and traveled extensively. While at Washington, Kathy also served as an assistant women's lacrosse coach for a number of years. In the fall of 1997, Kathy decided to move back to Penn Yan so she and her daughter, Allie, could be closer to family. Kathy has worked at Keuka College ever since and currently serves as the Executive Director of Alumni and Family Relations. In September 2006, the Keuka College Alumni Association selected Kathy as an honorary alumna due to her devotion, dedication, and loyalty to Keuka students, alumni, family, and friends of the college. Kathy is only the 4th person to receive this honor in Keuka's history. Kathy truly loves Keuka and enjoys the people she interacts with. She is very active on campus, serving on many college committees and projects, and has been an advisor to 3 student organizations, including the Newman Club, the Gift Club, and the PACU and Multicultural Club. Kathy also gives back to her community by participating in many community services projects each year, and has served as a board member for the Yates County American Red Cross, the Yates County Genealogical and Historical Society, Yates County Cornell Cooperative Extension, and the Yates County Chamber of Commerce. Kathy's energy and dedication is very evident to those who work with her. She truly exemplifies what Keuka teaches as college community members about social responsibility. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Vicki Trumbower. I'm a student advisor in the ASAP program, Center for Professional Studies. Let me say it's a very great honor to be able to introduce these exceptional students tonight. As I call your name, will the new members of Alpha Sigma Lambda please step forward to receive your Alpha Sigma Lambda induction material. Family members are invited to come forward and take pictures as each person receives his or her honor. Jacinta Marie Colombo, I believe is she? Oh, she's here, great. Jackie knew by the age of 7 that she wanted to be a nurse. She never wavered from this goal. Directly from high school, she entered the Utica Psychiatric Center School of Nursing. The 3-year diploma program prepared her well for the various fields of nursing that she has worked in over the last 36 years. Her love of the profession has never dimmed. Professional involvement was curtailed by pressures of raising 6 children, but she and her husband would never trade these years. Jackie has worked as a labor and delivery nurse for the past 12 years. During this time, her youngest child graduated from high school. Opportunities allowed her to return to school. The ASAP program at Keuka was an excellent way for her mature brain to learn. She has excelled through hard work and the loving support of her husband, Sam. A new job in interventional radiology was available to Jackie largely because of her earning her bachelor's degree. She was willing to change. She feels prepared to participate in committee work and other opportunities for advancement in her profession. Life has a way of showing us these opportunities when we are ready for them. We just have to say yes. Tanya Denis. Tanya lives in Naples, New York with her husband Jeff and their 2 children, Bryn and Heath, and their many animals. She has returned to school after a prior career in the environmental field. She will be finishing her BSW at Keuka this fall and starting her master's in social work in the spring. Tanya is currently interning at Honeoye Falls Lima Schools and is a Reiki master with Finger Lakes Natural Health. She is excited to incorporate holistic healing into a thriving community counseling practice in the future. Tricia Folks. Tricia is from Canandaigua, New York. She is married to Andrew and has 3 bonus children, Maddie, Mason, and Maddox. Tricia has been a para-educator with Monroe BOCES for the past 3 years. Tricia will be graduating from Keuka College with a bachelor's in social work in 2013. Tricia's future goals are to work as a school social worker. She is grateful to her family for their support. Shirley Hurlbert. Shirley is originally from California but has lived in Liverpool for 12 years. She has 2 children, Kayla and Kinley, and a wonderful husband, Paul. Shirley has been a Medicaid service coordinator for 5 years and works with children and adults who have a developmental disability. Shirley will graduate in 2012 with her bachelor's degree in social work, and she plans to begin her master's degree at Syracuse University in the fall of 2012. Shirley's goals are to work in private practice. Shirley states, "I wouldn't be here without the support that my family has given me during my time at Keuka. I am so excited to become a member of Alpha Sigma Lambda." Catherine Lovejoy. Kathy lives in Potter with her husband Charlie and children Sarah and Ryan. She has worked for Lakeview Mental Health Services for the past 11 years, where she is currently the Managing Director of Residential Services. Kathy is wrapping up the Organizational Management Program and hopes to return to the Master's Program in the near future. Kathy states that she is blessed to have a challenging and rewarding career and feels receiving her bachelor's degree will assist her in rounding out the resume she has built over the last 20 years. Kathy writes, "I am incredibly proud to have been considered for this honor and would not have experienced this level of success without the support of my family, friends, and the Keuka instructors." Shannon McCarthy Leone. Shannon resides in Rochester, New York. She has over 20 years of nursing experience in ICU, high-risk OB, ambulatory women's health, and currently in peri-anesthesia nursing at the Brighton Surgery Center. Completing her bachelor's degree in nursing had been Shannon's professional goal since graduating from St. Joseph's Hospital School of Nursing in 1991. Along with the honor of being chosen to be part of Alpha Sigma Lambda, Shannon received the Florence Nightingale Award from Keuka College. The Keuka College program has provided the encouragement for Shannon to pursue more in her profession by moving forward to complete a master's degree in nursing education. The nursing profession has given Shannon the opportunity to provide care in a holistic manner that takes into account not only the patient health needs, but the cultural diversity and challenges of the entire family. Thank you to the Keuka College Nursing Department and Alpha Sigma Lambda for recognizing the importance of lifelong education. Kim McCloskey. Kim resides in Horseheads, New York with her husband Paul and their 2 children, Coleman and Austin. Kim has been employed by Corning Incorporated for over 26 years, working in finance for 21 years and procurement and supply chain for over 5 years. She will graduate in September of 2011 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Organizational Management and intends to continue her education by entering the master's program. Kim's current goal is to continue on her path toward a strategic sourcing manager position within Corning Incorporated. Kim states, "To be a successful student, you need the support, love, and understanding of everyone around you. I would not be receiving this honor without my family's support. They have been wonderful." In addition, the professors at Keuka College have high expectations of their students. The high expectations make the student work harder and produce exceptional students. Thank you to my family, the professors, Keuka College, and the Chi Alpha Lambda chapter of Alpha Sigma Lambda National Honor Society for this honor. Kimmy Riddell. Kimmy resides in Baldwinsville, New York, with her husband Donnie, her children Nydia, Johnny, and Donnie Jr., her cats Rocky and Tiggy, and 2 dogs, Storm and Thug. Kimmy returned to school in 2006 and received her associate's degree in human services from Onondaga Community College. She then decided to continue on with her education and is now a student in Keuka College's Bachelor's of Social Work program. Her plans for the future include pursuing her master's in social work degree. For the past 5 years, Kimmy has worked with children and adults who have mental health diagnosis, developmental disability, or who are dually diagnosed. Kimmy is very grateful and honored that she was chosen for Alpha Sigma Lambda. She also said, although being selected to become a member of ASL is a great honor, her greatest accomplishment in life is being the proud mother of 3 of the most understanding, loving, supportive children in the world. She wants to make sure her family knows that they are the keys to her success, and without their support and understanding, she could never have achieved all that she has. Colin Taft. Colin is from a small town west of Corning, New York. He has 1 boy, Connor, and 1 girl, Liberty, on the way. He has been married to Teresa for 3 years. Colin has been a police officer for 10 years and is a sergeant with the Village of Bath Police Department. Colin will graduate from Keuka College with a BS in Criminal Justice in December of 2011 and plans to start his master's degree once his children are in school. Colin's goals are to become a criminal investigator with his department and one day retire and teach criminal justice at the college level. Colin states, "I am very honored to have received this recognition and would not be here without the support of my family." Donna Wood. Donna resides in Savona with her 2 daughters, Sydney and Olivia, and significant other, Ben. Donna has been employed at Pro Action Steuben Child Care Project for the past 16 years and currently manages 2 departments. Donna graduated with her Associates in Human Services and plans to graduate with her Bachelor's in Social Work in April of 2012. Her future plan is to obtain her Master's degree in Social Work when the Keuka program begins. Someday, she would like to have her own private practice. She is honored to be selected as part of the Alpha Sigma Lambda National Honor Society and states, "I would not be able to keep my studies to this caliber if it weren't for the support of my family, friends, and employer." Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Locke, and I'm the director of the Wortman Office of Distance Education. There's a sign on the door of our office that reads, "Those who say it can't be done should stop interrupting those who are doing it." When we started Keuka's first foray into distance education, we refused to believe that there was any subject that couldn't be taught online. Others disagreed. There are some who believe that certain things cannot be taught from a distance, no matter who is doing the teaching or what technological support that person receives. Tim Gilbert is living proof that that position may need to be reevaluated. Tim has been teaching statistics for our multidisciplinary studies program since its inception. That's right, statistics. Few subjects strike as much fear and loathing in the hearts of students. Add online to the equation, and well, to say that the stress level of new students is a little high is an understatement. Yet these are just some of the comments from some of Tim's former online students. One writes, "Tim has a great sense of the topic and his love for it is contagious. He made me want to learn more about it. He used humor and made the subject matter enjoyable and real life to us." We're talking statistics here. Another student wrote, "Tim always made himself available to students, provided timely feedback. He was very helpful and gave great clarity on topics I didn't understand." Another writes, "He has a thorough understanding of the material. He presented analyses of data and helped us understand real-world applications." And another, "Tim had such a great teaching method and made class interesting and productive. It was great being able to contact him at home at any time. He also reached out to us as needed. Thanks, Tim." Someone else wrote, "This is the most accessible professor I have ever had. He goes above and beyond to help everyone understand and succeed." And one more, "Tim was a great instructor. He always made time for each individual student in the class. Expert knowledge, timely feedback, accessibility, and individualized attention. These traits have nothing to do with technology. They're all attributes of successful teachers no matter where or how they teach, and that's the key. Tim didn't come to us as an expert in conducting distance education, and we didn't hire him as one. We hired him because he's an excellent teacher. He understands that it's the relationship between the student and the instructor that leads to learning. The various tech tools that we've introduced through online education are just different ways to write on the proverbial blackboard, and Tim understands that. He's always been willing to try new things and leverage them to enhance what he already does well. Lois Austin, who works closely with all our MDS instructors and faculty, had this to say about Tim. "Tim has cultivated a reputation for retaining his students, and the vast majority stay with him to succeed completion of their first and arguably most challenging 4-credit course." So those who say that it can't be done, I beg to differ. Tim Gilbert is living proof that it isn't the venue, it isn't the textbook, it's not the smart boards or the videos or the interactive tools or the learning management system. It's not the temperature of the classroom, and it doesn't even matter if there is a classroom. It's all about the teacher. It has been an honor to work with this exceptional teacher for the past 3 years, and it's with great pride that I call Tim Gilbert my friend and introduce him to you and present him with tonight's special honoree, Tim, would you come up on stage, please, and receive the certificate from Gary Smith et al. So all you folks that went and sat down, you have to come back. You are the et al. I'm referring to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to say one thing.
I could send this via email, but I want to congratulate all the inductees this evening and the families who supported them so well. But I'd also like to point out special recognition for my wife, Lynn, who puts up with this accessibility at any hour. But I'm deeply honored, and it's great to look around the room at my colleagues and whom I all consider as friends. So thank you.
Today we have had the honor to recognize some of Keuka's finest students, faculty, and staff for their excellence. These individuals demonstrate their excellence day in and day out in the classroom, their workplace, and in their communities. They provide leadership by serving as a role model to others to emulate and aspire to. And for that, we thank you. Our professions, our communities, and our world needs excellence and leadership now more than ever. Although our ceremony is coming to a close, your work is not done. I would charge you with the task of leading others to the path of excellence. We need to inspire our colleagues, our countrymen, and our global citizens to achieve excellence in all that they do, since everyone's actions come home to us, whether they are across town or across the globe. A student who receives a poor education goes into the world ill-prepared to contribute and make a difference. A product or service that is of poor quality or defective serves no one or even causes harm. Governments that fail to serve their people ethically and faithfully threaten world security and stability. I could go on to list the impact that a lack of excellence and leadership in our world and our lives leads to. So as we end our ceremony today, we commend the leadership and excellence that is here with us today and encourage you to continue as a role model for others so that they too may achieve excellence in all that they do. This concludes our ceremony, and following our ceremony, I would ask that the recipients join us here on stage for a group photograph, and then I would like to invite all of our guests here tonight to join us for a reception in the Leitner Library's first floor art gallery following the photos. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you.